Coming up right now, she's considered a human cyborg with 52 body implants, and her built-in access might leave you a little speechless, but why would anybody do this to their body?
Also coming up, town residents got more than they bargained for when an escaped lion was caught roaming the streets. We're going to tell you how it all comes to an end.
All right, and a little bit later, we're going to find out how much money Robert De Niro's production company was ordered to pay out for his former assistant. You talking to me?
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash for this Friday. So glad to have you here. We got a great show. We got some great musicians coming on today. We're talking to Lebo a little bit later on. We're also going to, of course, check in with our buddy Matt Doolittle. Matty! Yes. Matt, we got any advice for the folks this weekend?
Don't die, don't get arrested.
Don't die. Oh, very nice. It used
Tips
to be
for the weekend.
Don't name it after me is what you would always say to me all that time. And,
yeah.
I like the death comes before getting arrested.
I mean, like,
it winds up. Somebody winds up in handcuffs.
Either way, even if it's a good time.
Some people will call that a Tuesday night.
Exactly.
You know. So this headline caught my attention. Kmart removes Christmas item because of controversy. First off, I'm like, where is there a Kmart
Okay, I was going to say the same thing. First, I was going to go, does anybody know what a Kmart is?
Yeah, I know, right?
Kmart was like the place before Walmart.
So apparently in Australia, they have Kmarts.
Oh, okay.
They have this seasonal item. It's a bag to hold your ham. Now, I've never heard of this, but apparently it's a Christmas bag that holds your ham, and it says Merry Hamas on it.
Oh,
like
no.
Ham.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, talk about bad timing.
Wow.
So they've since pulled it off the shelf. I mean, it meant, of course,
That's
it was meant to be Merry Christmas, but ham.
Yeah.
But it reads Hamas.
I had a pair of Speedos that said ham ass on it, and I quit wearing them. Because they thought it was,
Were those next to the banana hammock?
There actually was a banana hammock on the bag. It was ham ass.
Look, he left him in Vegas. It was a party with Carrot Top.
Let me tell you something.
It was a whole thing.
And that night ended in handcuffs, I believe, too. Had you given me that advice,
and
man.
somebody knocking on a door.
I love that. Now I want to buy one.
I know, right?
And now we know K stands for kangaroo.
They'll be a collector's item.
Yeah,
so.
100%. Not a good thing to do. All right, let's jump into what's happening. You ever hear people say, boy, she's just got a magnetic personality. You've heard that, right?
Yeah, sure.
But this woman actually does, but not for the reason you might be thinking. She's 48 years old. Her name is Anastasia Sen, and she holds the Guinness World Record for the woman with the most tech implants in her body. Self-made cyborg has 52 artificial parts, including the largest magnet ever to be implanted inside of a person. She also has a magnetic implant in her ear that will emit sound. It allows her to hear inside her head with a copper wire or even a Bluetooth receiver. Now, she can even open up locks, turn on computers because some of her implants have microchips in them.
Okay.
Her body modifications were performed by an underground do-it-yourself surgeon and nurse.
Oh, classy.
They said, now she wanted to let everybody know, they did use a hypodermic needle.
Oh, good for her.
A scalpel.
Oh.
And a plunger.
Oh.
A plunger.
What more could you need?
I feel safe about this. She admits that she tried to rebuild a computer inside of her leg, but it required a lithium battery, which can actually be deadly when exposed inside a human body. Not a good idea. And obviously, she went underground to do it. I mean, what doctor would do it in their right mind? And also, there's so many things these days, like metal detectors and frequencies are going around. It just and that the magnets inside you have got to do something to your body.
She's
right?
going to be fun at an airport.
No kidding, right?
Oh my goodness.
I would be right behind her.
Yeah.
She's like a Kmart version of Inspector Gadget.
When do you want to go up to her and just put like a Daily Flash magnet on her?
Just put logos on her.
Now, when I read this, it said she's got Bluetooth technology built into her. So is she picking up on people's conversations?
She actually has a Bluetooth. That's right.
Okay.
Could she? I mean, that's the thing is, sometimes people, they get dental things back in the 70s and you could hear radio stations inside. You remember hearing about that? I can't see how that could be any different. Maybe any different, could she get near microwaves?
Yeah.
If you walk by her with your iPhone, does it say pairing?
Yeah.
Could you pair with
Can
them?
you pair with it?
I also know, like a long time ago, if you wanted to erase reel-to-reels or cassette tapes, if you put a magnet up to it, it would erase it. So she couldn't be near that sort of stuff, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I would keep her away from it. That's interesting.
An escaped lion has sent an Italian town into a state of panic, with residents warned to stay indoors. The huge adult male lion named Kimba escaped from the circus while in a seaside town near Rome. Look at that beauty. The village is home to around 40,000 people. The town's mayor warned residents to stay inside for about 7 hours while circus staff and law enforcement worked to recapture the giant cat. Emphasis on giant.
Yeah.
The operation involved local police and 3 vets armed with tranquilizer guns. They eventually were able to wrangle the cat and get him back to the circus.
You know, it doesn't look like he's terrorizing, but still, I would stay my distance away from a lion like that.
I'm just glad they just tranquilized him, because sometimes you get some of these people and they're like, I'm gonna shoot myself a lion.
Yeah, you're right. And then put it on the wall.
That beautiful creature, to no fault of his own, is
He's like, I'm just checking it out.
out.
My cat does the exact same thing. He'll stand by the door like he wants to get out, but he would do that same pose. It's like, hey, this is what it's like out here, huh? This is kind of cool.
I'm not sure if I want to venture
Right?
any
Everybody's
further.
cat does that. It's interesting to see something that big do the exact same thing. All right, Mr. Robert De Niro, we're talking to you. Huh? Looks like a jury has found in favor of Robert De Niro's assistant who filed a workplace claim against the actor. Graham Robinson worked as De Niro's executive assistant in 2008 and rose through the ranks before she left in 2019. Now, the jury awarded her $1.3 million in damage. However, it was not the $12 million that Robinson wanted for what she claimed was emotional distress and reputational harm from her boss. She claimed that De Niro called her an office wife and made her do things like wash sheets, mend clothes, and even scratch his back. De Niro testified in court and called her allegations nonsense. You know, an assistant in Hollywood is somebody that would do those things just listed. I guess she went into it thinking, well, no, this is going to be something where I'll just handle his, financial stuff or whatever. But that's my understanding, that most Hollywood folks, they want an assistant that does crap like that.
You talk to anybody who has been an assistant for somebody who's an A, B, or C list star, and they'll tell you they have to do some of the dumbest stuff and some of the most insulting things. But that's what you do as an assistant in Hollywood.
And I would imagine going into it, you know that. And maybe it wasn't completely clear to her. I don't know what justification she would have to do it other than getting that kind of
I'm thinking
cash.
if she won $1.2 million, but she wanted $12 million, after she pays her lawyers and the taxes, she's got about $500,000 left.
And she'll never get a job as an assistant.
No one's going to hire her.
Nobody at
That's
all.
a very small industry out there.
Yeah.
In New York, I guess that's where he is. But still, they all talk to each other. She's never going to work again.
No.
Part of being the assistant, I think, is having to wash the laundry, and maybe the back scratching goes a little bit too far, but
Yeah, it's a new age of where we're at, so
this
keep
is
that
true.
in mind.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has long flirted with the idea of running for president, but when he was approached last year about launching a White House bid, it caught the action star off guard. Trevor Noah, former host of The Daily Show, asked Johnson about a poll from 2021 that revealed 46% of voters would support him as a presidential candidate. Johnson told Noah he was blown away when he realized how enthusiastic some people were about the prospect of him getting into politics. Then he dropped a bombshell. He said political power brokers have already reached out behind closed doors to try and convince him to take the idea seriously. During the interview, he didn't specify which party approached him, but he did say the 2021 poll was used as a reason for him to run.
Interesting. Now, do you watch his show? He had an NBC show. I don't know if it's
No.
Young Rock, it got
was
canceled.
it got canceled.
Yeah.
First off, why didn't they call it Little Rock? That would have sounded better. Would that throw people off
Would it
thinking
be
they're talking about
Lil
Arkansas?
apostrophe?
They would have to be.
Okay.
But anyway, in it, if I watched it, I kind of liked it. But it's him in the future running for president. Yeah, and they're talking about his life, and and then he has flashbacks and that sort of thing. So I always thought that's probably what garnered more and more interest from
I've
that.
seen Ballers, but I've not seen
Ballers is great. A professional surfer from Australia practiced her craft at a Hawaii beach and managed to catch a wave measuring a record-breaking, get this, 43 feet
What?
tall. That
Come
is
on.
huge. 31-year-old Laura Eneber paddled and rode that massive wave all on the outer reef of Oahu. Am I saying that right?
Oahu.
Oahu, thank you. The measurements of the wave were later confirmed by the World Surf League. The wave's size earned Laura the Guinness World Record title for largest wave surf paddled in. Now, she broke the previous record, which was set by Brazilian surfer Andrea, who caught a 42-foot wave at the break known as Jaws, and that was in Maui back in 2016. And they're talking about, aren't they saying that this would be a Olympic sport at one time? Were you and I talking about that?
Yes, it is an Olympic sport, and next year when the Olympics are in France, they're doing the surfing portion of it in Tahiti.
Which, and here's the thing, so would you get a better, if you got a big wave like that, would you get better points? It just seems like
subjective.
that's nature, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So to come on Daily Flash, we're kicking with trending music artist Lebo. Be ready to get saucy, learn about his connection to Muhammad Ali and more. Welcome back to Daily Flash. Got some new music here. We're feeling a little saucy today thanks to rap artist Lubo.
I do what I want cause I'm saucy. I could do whatever cause I'm saucy. Riding in this foreign cause I'm saucy. She gon' give it to me cause I'm saucy. If I never took a chance, it would've cost me. Counting all these hundreds cause I'm saucy. Flexing on these haters cause I'm saucy.
Y'all, I'm feeling a little saucy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lubo. How are you, my man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm up to a real grill here. I mean, you know, people say don't get up in my grill. This is a grill you got. Show that off, man. Look at that thing. That's awesome, man. Hey, tell me a little bit about rap. Why did you choose the career of getting rap and being in rap?
Well, it started out with first I played football.
You play football?
I play football.
I would not have guessed. You're a big boy, that's for sure, man. Where'd you play football at?
I actually played at Sacramento City College in Northwestern State.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right. And there you got up in those grills with other folks.
Yeah. And afterwards, pretty much music has always been a passion of mine and my family, and just a part of my culture, growing in Miami. And it just naturally came to me. It started messing around in the studio one day. And they was like, yo, I like that. And then next thing you know, I was on the radio.
You know, some people say I'm from Miami, but they're on that part of Miami that you see in the TV shows. You are deep Miami, and you are Miami, right?
Yeah, I am the inner city of Miami.
You made it out, and now with rapping. Who influenced you? Who are some of the folks that really said, I like that style?
Believe it or not, just upgrowing, seeing a lot of artists growing up, Rick Ross and Trick Daddies, just, those guys were the closest to me, obviously. But, of course, watched the Jay-Z's and how their career, blew up. Who don't want to be Jay-Z?
No kidding, right? Let's talk about your moment, like when you realized, wow, I broke through, I made it, I'm headed in the right direction. Was there a moment that really kind of sparks your motivation of, hey, I've done what I wanted?
Yeah, believe it or not, a part of Orlando history at Beecham, downtown Orlando, Club Beecham. It was about, I did a show, headlined the show there, and it was about 2,500 people.
Okay, and you go, you know what? They're coming to hear me. I'm ready to do it.
Yeah.
And being in front of a crowd is actually a little bit of your family's legacy. Your dad was a boxer.
My grandfather.
Grandfather was a boxer, fought Muhammad Ali.
1960.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, obviously you're not afraid of the fight, and you're not afraid of being in front of people as well.
No, not at all.
This is really cool to be able to do that. You got a song. Everybody hears me yapping and yapping, but you got the music you're going to lay down. Can you perform for us? Can you lay something down for us?
Of course.
All right. What are you going to play for us?
Saucy.
Saucy. Oh, the song. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. It is Lubo, and we're ready to rock and roll. Let's do it. Let's get saucy.
Yeah. Lubo.
Let's get it.
Saucy. I do what I want cause I'm saucy. I could do whatever cause I'm saucy. Riding in this foreign cause I'm saucy. She gon' give it to me cause I'm saucy. If I never took a chance, it would've cost me. Counting all these hundreds cause I'm saucy. Flexing on these haters cause I'm saucy. I do what I want cause I'm saucy. If I never took a chance, it would've cost me. Draw to Range Rover, inside mango. On some pimp shit, but ain't no Kango. M-U-L-A, that's my lingo. Might come from the same town, but we ain't the same, no. Nah, I ain't rich yet, I'm just doing my thing, no. I don't with no lame-os, but I stay in my lane, no. Hopping out the whip, diamonds look like they rainbow. Marshall Lynch, you know what I came much sauce, cause I got bankroll. Game in the chokehold. Me. My uncle always told me, Lubo, that's a no-no. Been saucy all my life, now they see the glory. I'm just trying to make it like the ones before me. Ain't really have nothing, that's a different story. You should see us popping bottles while we upping story. I could do whatever cause I'm saucy. Riding in this foreign cause I'm saucy. She gon' give it to me cause I'm saucy. If I never took a chance, it would've cost me. Counting all these hundreds cause I'm saucy. Flexing on these haters cause I'm saucy. I do what I want cause I'm saucy. If I never took a chance, it would've cost me. I'm just way more saucy than I ever been. Thinking on the truth, say I'm heaven sent. I'm just trying to get it all, every dollar, every cent. Ain't nobody put me on, knowing I'ma represent. I'm a killer gang, but never leave no evidence. Way too much sauce to not be getting presidents. Left the murder scene, man, chasing money ever since my mama told me, boy, you just way too intelligent. Now I'm in Club Fate, might hit G5. Dolce shades on, I don't see guys. Shorty say, make it rain, told her knee high. Know she got a fan club, I'm talking beehive. Been saucy all my life, now they see the glory. I'm just trying to make it like the ones before me. Ain't really have nothing, that's a different story. You should see us popping bottles while we up in story. I could do whatever cause I'm saucy. Riding in this foreign cause I'm saucy. She gon' give it to me cause I'm saucy. If I never took a chance, it would've cost me. Counting all these hundreds cause I'm saucy. Flexing on these haters cause I'm saucy. I do what I want cause I'm saucy. If I never took a chance, it would've cost me.
Lubo, ladies and gentlemen, good job, my man. You can check out Lubo. We got more information on our websites. Playing, of course, at the Florida Classic this weekend. Lubo, look for them teeth and look for them everywhere. Lubo!
Welcome back to Daily Flash, and welcome to Doing It. I had an amazing time at an event with our friends from the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin this weekend. We talked to Mr. Luciano Spertuto. I said it right, and I confirmed that when I met him. The director of food and beverage at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, and check this out. I was able to do it at a wine pairing. Now, this wasn't just, what goes good with food. I was able to combine my favorite between 5 amazing wines and came out with my favorite, and I called it Dubuis. When I put it all together. So it is 5% Cabernet, 0% Merlot, because we don't drink Merlot. Cabernet Franc, 25%, Perdit Verdot, 25%, and then 45%.
You don't say it or pronounce it, you drink it.
Look, it's fancy. All right, so now it was on to the party. The food, the wine, the drinks in between were amazing. The event takes over the entire property at the Swan and Dolphin. And it wasn't all just for the food and drinks. The Swan and Dolphin have named Friends of Fisher House Orlando as its inaugural charitable beneficiary. So proceeds from the merch and the raffle tickets went to benefit a local military charity that provides free accommodations and resources for military and veteran families while a loved one receives medical treatment at the Orlando VA Medical Center. And all together, they raised $10,000 for the charity, so let's give them a round of applause. Another great thing was a tour of the property, and I have to tell you, as a self-promoting Disney expert, it is one of the best resorts on the property at Walt Disney World Resort. And something a lot of people don't know is that it's a Marriott resort. So if you have those Marriott Bonvoy points, you can use them there. And they have a new resort, the Walt Disney World Swan Reserve, which was amazing. The views of the property were insane. You can see 3 different firework displays go off from Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and the Magic Kingdom, all while you're up there. It's all walking distance to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, so I want to thank them for having that, and fantastic charity that they were providing for, so it was a great time out there.
All
right. And I did it at the Swan and Dolphin, and you guys can taste my fancy wine later on.
Yeah, that's what the guy said and wanted me to jump in his van, too.
Fabian Marcano from Daily Flash Latino joins us now for our relationship refresh. Fabian!
Good to see you again.
Nice to be back here, buddy.
Guys, I have a new trend coming up, right?
Okay.
No longer housewives of Orlando or any part of this world. It's now house husbands.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I
house
can
husbands.
definitely
All right.
get behind
Yes.
that.
I have an interesting fact and stat. It's between 1989 and 2021. The amount of mothers who were unemployed actually decreased from 28 to 26, a slight decrease.
Yeah.
But around the same time, unemployment for fathers increased from 4% to 7%.
Okay.
And due to these trends, dads now represent 18% of the stay-at-home parents, up from 11% back in 1989. This brings me to think of house husbands is now becoming a trend.
Okay. Would
Right.
you like to be a house husband?
I mentioned you before. I think it would be amazing for me to be a house husband if there's any willing people out there, right? But I think it's actually pretty interesting, right? So there's pros and cons to this. Pros is you have somebody that can take care of your children, take care of your family.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for child centers, save some money.
True.
There's also, it will help develop kids' cognitive skills and make them feel emotionally safe when the mother's absent. So like that's a good
Yeah.
pro, right? Cons, for the dad, you might get bullied a little bit.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
You know,
with
you might have like a
Interesting.
little sarcastic joke being cracked here and there, and you're gonna be hearing it from your friends.
Like your manhood is questioned. Is that
Exactly.
What
Your
But
ego
you
is
won't
fragile.
have to worry about it until after 5 o'clock when they get home and you've been actually been at the house, taking care of kids, stuff that they would do. I think the roles have obviously shifted, and I think it'll continue to do that. It isn't always the mom stays at home, takes care of the kids, and for months and years, people always, since.
Dawn of time.
Dawn of time,
yeah.
almost. It was almost given that the mom would stay at home and,
Sure.
and do all the work. And we're seeing more single moms that are getting remarried. That I could do professional life, and
Absolutely.
I speak from experience. This opportunity allows me to work from home partly, and my wife is traveling. She's in Boston right now. So I see nothing wrong with it. It's just a matter of not worrying about your man card altogether.
That's exactly what I was gonna. It's more of an ego thing,
Yeah, I
right?
think
It's
you're
not
right.
really. I mean, I would love to get a couple extra bucks here and there, right? It wouldn't hurt me, but
Fabian's looking for a sugar mama. Ladies,
That's
is
basically
there
what it comes
anyone
down
out there? J-Lo like.
COVID did change a lot of
I think
things,
you're
though.
right.
COVID
That is true.
had put a lot of people back home, so it actually had to change kind of like the arrangement of families. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Did COVID make it worse, or is it becoming a more diverse
think,
working
yeah.
class?
I think for childcare, it really changed the game because I think people realize, you know what, it might be best for one of us to stay at home and take care of the kids. And homeschooling has changed
Oh, yeah.
across the nation because I think a lot of people are looking at homeschooling versus public schooling. And if they can combine that at home with a parent there, it's a win-win.
And the mindset of people knowing that the fact that dads can be just as an integral part, and realizing how much work that moms do
Yeah.
at the home really have changed.
And
a
they
lot of
should
that.
be an integral part,
Yeah, 100%.
absolutely.
Yeah, so those guys that make fun of the other guys when the kids are growing up, and you say, "Well, I hung out with my dad a lot." What did you do?
That's right.
You got that. Make sure you check out Fabian Marcano on Daily Flash Latino. Just head to dailyflashlatino.com to check your local listings and time.
Fabian, woohoo!
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
This next story I want to tell you all about, it will make you feel better if you've ever screwed up at work, okay?
Who hasn't, really?
Right, you haven't. But when you screw up and the entire world can see it is a whole other thing.
true.
And we could thank 2 astronauts that are aboard the International Space Station for what is a floating tool bag. No, not a Kardashian character. This is a floating tool. So they were out. 2 astronauts were out for 6 hours and outside of the ISS, and they were working on it on the outside of it. Well, one of the tool bags got away from one of the astronauts, and they couldn't get. It just started floating off. So you can actually see it though. You'll be able to see it. So if you go onto NASA's app, it'll tell you where the ISS is at all the time.
Yeah.
You can look up, of course, at night,
Yep.
and you'll see a little shining star for over the next few months. They're saying that it will disintegrate eventually, but this tool bag is floating right above or right before the ISS. So you can see it flying around. They're saying that it's nothing really important that was inside it, that they had backups for it all. And they said, well, it happens, and it's called space junk.
They
now.
say that it's still a $200,000 space tool bag.
This is true.
Again, so is a Kardashian character too. Keep that in mind, right?
Now, will it come crashing down into the Earth's atmosphere at some point?
No, well, they're saying it's going to disintegrate.
Okay.
It's
They're saying
that.
It's going to run into one of the 500 Starlink satellites that are roaming around.
It's going to hit
now.
something,
for sure.
So, all right, anyway, but check it out if you're out in the sky. Get the app, and you can find out where
it's cool
it's
to see it when
you're
you
like,
see it.
look at somebody screwed up.
Well, some might say this woman has a magnetic personality, but not for the reason you might think. 48-year-old Anastasia Sin holds the Guinness World Record for the woman with the most tech implants in her body. The self-made cyborg has 52 artificial parts, including the largest magnet ever to be implanted inside of a person. She also has a magnetic implant in her ear that emits sound. It allows her to hear inside her head with a copper wire or a Bluetooth receiver. She can even open locks and turn on computers because some of her implants are microchips. Sin's body modifications were performed by, get this, an underground do-it-yourself surgeon and his nurse. She says they used a hypodermic needle, a plunger, and a scalpel. Yeah.
Okay. I want to know where the plunger was used.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure about that one, Matt. She admits she tried to rebuild a computer inside of her leg, but it required a lithium battery, which can be deadly when exposed inside of a human body.
So, guys, don't go up and try to tune in Tokyo with her, all right? Because it don't work. It don't work that way. She can call it. That was horrible. That was horrible. Okay. Too much, I could see this over time just causing, your body's like, look, I don't want this in here. And magnets, I always, magnet bitches.
Are they a good thing or a bad thing for your body?
I've heard some people will wear copper around it, but I've heard of magnetic, it does affect your health. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm not smart enough to analyze that, but I can't see how it's good.
Yeah.
We were made one way. I don't know adding anything is actually going to help.
Yeah, and especially all that technology inside of your body, implanted with a plunger and a scalpel.
A plunger, folks, a plunger.
Oh my goodness. Well, an escape line has sent an Italian town into a state of panic with residents warned to stay indoors. The huge adult male lion named Kimba escaped from the circus while in a seaside town near Rome. Look at that gorgeous guy.
Kitty. That is nice.
The village is home to around 40,000 people. The town's mayor warned residents to stay inside for about 7 hours while circus staff and law enforcement worked to recapture the giant cat. The operation involved local police and 3 vets armed with tranquilizer guns.
There you go. Such a majestic creature. I mean, you look at that out there, and to be up that close and personal one. But here's the thing: he's probably looking for his litter box. And can you imagine? That's like somebody's sand.
I mean, and if it's like my cat at 5 a.m, he's like pouncing on me. So I mean, as a cat dad though, don't you just want to walk over and scratch his head?
You do. You want to play with it in
that
some
big
way.
mane?
Indeed.
Oh, it's big.
More Flash and more fun and trending news and entertainment coming up after this.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites, and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. You're hitting the road for the holidays, and our friend Dr. Frank has the tech for your car. Dr. Frank, how important is new auto tech?
Of course. Automotive technologies, Mitch, have come a long way to improving safety. From a 3-point seatbelt in 1958 to the first airbag in 1974, today's state-of-the-art driving systems have smart sensors. So Hesai, basically one of the leaders in LiDAR technology, is an acronym for Light Detection and Ranging. Hesai integrates hundreds of laser emitting and detecting modules, Mitch. It's the first LiDAR company to obtain the global standard for cybersecurity. So their world-class engineering is breaking records for LiDAR units delivered, and their price points are making mass adoption by automakers possible. So LiDAR constantly scans and creates a 3D view of the vehicle surroundings of other cars, buildings, traffic signs, and pedestrians, but it does not capture facial features or biometric data. That's the key, Mitch. It protects privacy, and that's what everybody is concerned about. They see only size, shape, distance, and motion, and a 3D snapshot called a point cloud is made, and the car's computer uses it to make intelligent driving decisions. It sees in poor weather, low light, and no light, which is important. But it's safe, it's secure, it doesn't retain images or contain Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, but Asai's goal is to make roads safer for everyone. Mitch, you can get more information at asaitech.com.
All right, very cool. What about our tires and keeping you on the road, keeping us safe? What do you have?
Tires are so important, and Continental has a true contact touring tire that we're going to talk about. It's Continental's longest lasting tire. It has exceptional tread life with up to an 80,000 mile warranty. It's an all-season touring tire, Mitch, for passenger cars and crossovers, and has excellent wet braking and handling, which is critical. So, tuned performance indicators, D, W, and S symbols in the tread disappear when the tire is no longer tuned for optimum performance in either dry, wet, or snow. You'll see those in a second. Here they are. An alignment verification system has rectangles molded into both sides of the tire. Even wear indicators indicate that if it's uneven, basically it's telling the driver to check wheel alignment. If it's even, it tells you that your alignment is good. It has optimal traction in light snow. Remember to check for rebates through November 30th, very important. Price is determined by the dealer, and you can visit continentaltire.com.
All right, let's talk about electric cars. Everybody else is. What do you got?
Oh yeah, this is cool. This is Hyundai. This is their Ioniq 6 electric vehicle.
Okay.
So the Ioniq 6 is Hyundai's newest electric vehicle, Mitch. It has already won World Car of the Year, World Electric Vehicle, World Design of the Year, and more. It has every safety feature you'd ever want to ask for: forward collision avoidance, highway driving assist, lane following assist, rear occupant alert, and you can charge the battery, listen to this, Mitch, from 10% to 80% in as little as 18 minutes.
Wow.
And it's so much fun to drive, really. It's like being at an amusement park. So they start at $41,650. Their long-range unit up to 371 miles. That car starts at $45,500. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or your local Hyundai dealer.
All right, finally, best way to keep your car charged. How is it?
All right, this is called the Juice Box. It's by Enel X-Way, and it's a smart charger. It's a level 2 charging station, which means it's quicker than level 1, obviously. And they can basically charge any electric vehicle on the market. You can control and monitor charging remotely with Wi-Fi from your smartphone, your personal computer, or your tablet. It's compatible with Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and you can get notifications in your car that charging is stopped, and you can schedule them when rates are lower.
And quickly,
convenient, reliable. Yeah.
What's the
by the way, check for rebate
website?
All right, website is evcharging.enelx.com.
Very good. Dr. Frank, thanks for joining us. More details on our website.
Find out what benefits you qualify for. Is there still time to enroll in Medicare? Here's more.
With Medicare's annual enrollment period ending soon, some may still need help choosing a plan.
My first tip is to be prepared. Gather your Medicare ID number, current coverage details, and any changes to your health, doctors, and finances. Make it easy. Go to eHealth, a licensed health insurance agency, to compare plans from the nation's top insurance companies, all in one place with no fees or obligations to enroll.
To compare Medicare options and for all your enrollment needs, visit ehealthinsurance.com.
Well, this year's must-have tech gift list has actually arrived. Here's lifestyle expert Carly Knobloch with more.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the Daily Flash. I've partnered with some great brands to help you give the gift of tech this season, starting with something for the kids. This is such a great screen-free toy because it's so interactive and fun. It's the Tony Box, which is an audio player that plays stories and songs. Kids just pop a Tony figurine on top of the Tony Box to listen to all the great content. There's so many different characters to choose from, including the brand new, first ever Marvel Tonys like Spidey, Spin, and Ghost Spider. Each Tony is sold separately and comes with multiple songs and one unique crime-fighting story. Now, during the holidays, we're shopping a ton online and we need to stay safe. Kaspersky is such peace of mind because they protect your whole digital life. Your personal data stays safe when you're browsing or gaming thanks to their malware protection and their super fast VPN. And if you're unwrapping new gadgets this season, you'll want to add their password manager and parental controls. It works with Macs, PCs, and mobile devices, and you can use coupon code HOLIDAY for 15% off. Now, I love giving experiences for gifts, and Rosetta Stone is such a great idea for everyone on your list. They've been the language learning experts for 30 years. I actually used it to learn a bit of Italian before my trip to Florence last summer. And right now, you can get a lifetime subscription for only $149 by going to rosettastone.com/holiday sale. That's the best price they offer all year, and it gives you access to 25 different languages forever. Now, all the audio files in my family would love these. It's the One More SonoFlow. Amazing wireless active noise canceling headphones at a great price. Your music and podcasts sound awesome thanks to high-res audio and lossless LDAC audio coding. And with up to 70 hours of battery life, you'll never be interrupted. Plus, a 5-minute charge gives you 5 hours of listening. And you can get them for 36% off at One More and Amazon this Black Friday weekend. And this is brand new for the gamers on your list. It's Lenovo's first handheld gaming device called Lenovo Legion Go, and it will go with you anywhere. It's got a huge 8.8-inch display, brilliant visuals that will make your games come to life, and detachable True Strike controllers. Plus, it's got a long-lasting battery for gaming sessions on the move, and with super rapid charge, it takes just 30 minutes to charge up to 70%. For more information on everything I talked about today, just visit inthenews.tv.
More trending news and entertainment heading your way, but first, here's our friends at the Daily Buzz right here on Daily Flash.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, except for all those tasty holiday temptations. While 80% of Americans make an effort to control their eating, only 6% do, and more than half admit food guilt can ruin their holidays. But you can still satisfy your sweet tooth without the side of guilt. The makers of PB2 powdered peanut butter and nut butters have new, better-for-you options that are full of flavor minus any artificial ingredients. The PB2 pantry mixes are a quick and easy way to whip up delicious and nutritious treats, including chocolate chip cookies, chocolate brownies, and apple cinnamon muffins. The star is the PB2's roasted peanut flour, a clean plant protein that delivers between 4 and 14 grams of protein per serving. The mixes are 100% gluten-free, vegan, kosher, contain no GMOs, and they come in resealable packaging for multiple uses. You can find them at Walmart, Kroger, Amazon, or online at shop.pb2foods.com. Happy guilt-free holidays!
The holidays can be tough, especially if you're on your own. A new Butterball survey finds 20% of Americans either won't be celebrating Thanksgiving at all this year, or they'll be celebrating alone.
Loneliness is not just about having a lack of relationships, but it's about how you feel about the relationships that you do have. And so for a lot of us, we're looking for brands and guides in the community to help facilitate opportunities for us to come together.
So Butterball teamed up with Bumble for Friends to help people make new connections and turn Thanksgiving into Friendsgiving. They launched a series of Find Your Table events like this one in New York City, encouraging folks to meet, mingle, talk turkey, and form new friendships.
Our purpose at Butterball is to help people pass love on. And this is a great chance to do that. We look for opportunities to bring people around the table through food. What a better way than this, and what a better way than around Thanksgiving, the most important meal of the year.
Get more information and turkey tips at findyourtable2023.com. Americans charged record amounts to their credit cards last holiday season. So this year, try setting a spending budget with family, friends, and coworkers.
We really do want to bring that conversation out to the forefront. And in fact, Chime, which is America's #1 loved banking app, they've come out with Dollars and Cents, and this is a tabletop card game where we're taking different prompts all surrounding money and bringing them out into more open and thoughtful conversation.
And if you do want to splurge on some gifts,
a great option, while you're spending is also to treat yourself too. Something that I love about Chime is their Credit Builder secured credit card, and this really helps you to tackle gift giving while giving your credit an extra boost. And I love this because it's no fee, no interest, and it really lets you build credit with your own money.
Get more holiday spending hacks at chime.com. Heart failure is responsible for nearly 400,000 deaths each year in the U.S. and can strike at any age, as a mother of 4 in her 40s found out.
I was having shortness of breath. At night, it became increasingly difficult for me to get comfortable to fall asleep. It felt as if something heavy was on my chest.
Heart failure develops when the heart really is unable to provide the blood flow to the heart, to the body that it needs.
Medications help manage it until it progresses, and with Healthy Hearts limited for transplants, those with advanced symptoms have another option.
Abbott has the HeartMate 3 device, which is an assist pump, a mechanical pump that's implanted permanently inside the heart, and it actually helps the heart send blood out to the body.
I noticed a change almost instantaneously. I was able to breathe a lot better, to walk from one end of the room without having shortness of breath, so it's been really good.
Go to domoreforheartfailure.com for more info.
Follow The Daily Buzz on social media.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Hey, before we head into the weekend, we always like to give you our picks for streaming for the weekend. This is where we tell you something you got to check out on your streaming services. First off, Matt, what's your pick?
My pick this week is launching into its 4th season on Apple TV+. It's For All Mankind.
The Russians put the first man on the moon.
That's steps away from nuclear war.
There's no going back. A 3-way race to Mars.
We're not going to come in second place again.
Today, we take the next step towards a self-sustaining Mars colony.
Season 4 of this revisionist drama of the space race finds itself 8 years after Season 3, now in 2003, by turning former foes into partners as they try to capture a mineral-rich asteroid.
Wow.
I am digging this show and the whole series, and my fiance is a space nerd, so she's giving me all the background and stuff, so yeah, we're really invested in it.
There you go, yeah.
Colonizing Mars is not too far off either.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And even getting stuff from asteroids.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already doing that. Jackie, what's your pick?
My pick for this week is the documentary George Michael, Freedom Uncut.
You have a right to walk away. The music industry takes away that right from every artist it signs.
George had raised the bar to a whole new level. It was a revolutionary thing.
And I want to leave songs. I believe I can leave songs that will mean something to other generations.
It's described as George's final work. He was working on it before his untimely passing from heart disease in 2016. He narrates the movie along with an incredible list of friends and music legends, which weigh in on his incredible songwriting, which I didn't realize until watching this documentary. What a prolific songwriter
Oh, no
he
kidding.
was.
And his life, and you really
Yeah.
appreciate him more, unfortunately, after he's gone. But did we pick up more from what the original one? I mean, you're
Yes.
going to get more out of it?
Yeah, and especially with all the interviews, you've got a legendary singer, Stevie Wonder, the list goes on.
Elton John, I
Yeah,
saw on
Elton
there,
John,
too.
yep.
For nearly 50 years, Sylvester Stallone has entertained millions with iconic characters and blockbuster franchises, from Rocky to Rambo. Sly is the documentary that tells his underdog story and its parallels with the characters he brought to life.
I had given up on acting. I was done.
He wasn't cast in things because he was deemed uncastable.
The rejection was my encouragement.
Plain and simple, you don't realize how great he was, especially in Hollywood, until you watch this, so check it out.
So good.
That
Yeah,
does it for our show, everybody. Y'all take care. We will see you when we look at you. Be good or good at it.
Peace and love. Love me some Sly.
Have you seen it?
He
No.
moved to Florida.